Greetings, YouTube. We are less than 24 hours into the January monthly event, and yet I am having, shall we say, the cuppeth overflow of requests to use what you can tell is your Acorn currency in the Acorn Squirrel store. What are the best values? What are the worst values? You know, we take this very seriously every time there is a store event, and this only happens, I don't know, maybe 25% of the months of the year if we're lucky. So how do you get to this? Well, you go to store, and you see that Squirrel Store is here. For the next 27 plus days, you have a chance to use the acorns that you're gathering to purchase different items. Now, my golden rule for these kind of stores: purchase the items you can't normally get for free easily every day. I don't care if you are level 10 or level 60. That's what you want to focus on. There are some exceptions, like this thing. Technically, I can't just wander into 3-star hero crystals on quests. But 3-star hero crystals suck because there's no chance for 4 stars. This would be a little bit different if it was at least an ultimate crystal that had a 20% chance for a 4-star, but you're going to go pretty fast, hopefully, in the game and realize I want to ditch my best 3-star champions for 4-star champions, and then, of course, eventually 5-star and 6-star champions. The 3-star hero crystal is a waste of acorns. Don't purchase it. The same is true with both the Tier 1 and Tier 2 class catalyst crystals, because you cannot easily, or I guess I should say you can easily get Tier 1 and Tier 2 class catalyst of that specific class every day, and most importantly, you could even get unit-based offers for a Tier 1 or Tier 2 class catalyst selector on daily quests. The one that's harder to get, because it's almost impossible to get a fully formed, is a Tier 3. So if you don't have Tier 3 class catalyst and you need multiple classes, spending your acorns on Tier 3 makes a whole lot more sense than Tier 1 or Tier 2. But I caution you to not spend the acorns on Tier 3 if you're only going after 1 or 2 maximum of classes, because the algorithm will probably betray you and most likely not get you the class that you're targeting, and so you'll waste almost 2,000 acorns per Tier 3 class catalyst crystal spin. Tier 1 basics, so dang easy to get. Tier 2 basics, so dang easy to get. And unlike the Tier 3 class catalyst, Tier 3 basic catalyst are also very, very easy to get. Don't get any of these. Just skip ahead. 4-star hero crystal shards, it's fascinating. So you could either get 4 of these for a total of 30,600, or you can get a slight discount of about 3,000 acorns to purchase the 4-star hero crystal outright. Now, if I was starting out the game, this is the first thing that I would target with my acorns: the free 4-star crystal. You only get one, and you want to make it count, because if you're using especially 2 and 3-star champions mostly, anyone you get from this, even if it's a 4-star Satan herself or Groot, etc., is going to be better than most 3-star champions you have, especially starting out. So this is what I would target big time if I was new to the game and had a hard time getting 4-star champions. And so for beginners, I'm going to be talking to you a few times. Then we've got the intermediate players who maybe are pushing for Uncollected or who are somehow between Uncollected and Cavalier, and then, of course, the Cavalier players like myself. Tier 4 basics, skip. You can easily get Tier 4 basic catalyst fragments in the Glory Store. Don't worry about this. Now, fully formed Tier 4 basics, I think this is going to be something that I endorse even for myself after I've purchased everything else. If I have a few acorns left over at the end of the month and I'm looking for good values, you can never have too many Tier 4 basics. So less than 10,000 acorns per purchase, I think that's a fair price for them. I endorse that. Now, Tier 4 class catalyst crystals are also something that if you need these, and a lot of people don't, but some do, if you have about 20,000 acorns left over, I would encourage you to get this, but I would not encourage you to get this first. There are certain things you want to make on your priority list with the acorns you have. This is not one of them. Save it for the end of the month when you're trying to figure out what to use with your remaining acorns. Now, I love how cheap Tier 1 alphas are in the Acorn store. I think this is one of the best values, period, because you can get 5 for less than 10,000 acorns. Compare that to, say, 4-star signature stone crystals, which are not that much cheaper. I think maybe one of the worst values in the store is this thing, the 4-star Awakening Gem crystal. If it was a generic, I might feel differently about it, but YouTube, the 4-star Awakening Gem is so devalued at this point that you can easily get these with units in multiple opportunities for very cheap. I mean, the 4-star generic has been asked for anywhere between 500 to 800 units before. If you have multiple 4-stars of multiple classes that you know you need Awakened, this is another thing to target at the end of your Acorn journey. Unless you're a beginner and it's 4-star or bust. That's the one exception for this. But otherwise, I would not target this first. It's pretty high priced. Speaking of high priced, 255-star shards. Again, you either get 255-star shards or a Tier 1 alpha. I think the Tier 1 alpha is a much better decision. But you can get up to 4 of these for 11,480 acorns, or you can get 4 of these 1,000 for a total of 45,000. Or if you really want to go crazy, you can go all the way to 57,000 acorns to get this 5-star Hero Crystal Shard in essentially half of a 5-star basic. You're going to get 5,000 5-star shards. That is my choice for first value of this. Get half of a 5-star crystal for free. You can get half of a 5-star crystal for less than you can get 250 6-star shards. That's just dumb. This may be the worst value per acorn of the entire store. I do not know for the life of me why Kabam valued this so much higher than they should have. I would have at least had 500 6-star shards for this price, but why not at least give us 1,000? There's so many trash 6-star champs in the 6-star basic that, it's just not worth it. Same goes true for the 5-star signature stone crystals. They're 1 out of 6 class based. They're 9,000 acorns. I mean, that's pretty ridiculous given that it is a gamble. So, scrolling down, what would I target? I'm a much bigger fan of targeting guaranteed value. Half of a Tier 2 alpha for 68,000 acorns, though I do think that's overpriced, is still half of a Tier 2 alpha. You're not gambling on anything. And for, 2/3 the price of half of a Tier 2 alpha, you get 1,500 Tier 5 basic. You can get Tier 5 basic a lot cheaper in the Glory store, but you actually can't get Tier 2 alpha as cheap because they're still giving you a smaller amount of fragments in the Glory store. I would recommend for in-game players that they go after this half of a Tier 2 alpha first, and also half of a 5-star crystal first. So 57,000 plus 68,000. We're just going to bust out the calculator for the sake of this. You're looking at your first 125,000 plus acorns for those 2 items. Once you've done that, you can kind of pick and choose what you need. Maybe you're a beginner or an intermediate player who does want to gamble for that 4-star Awakening Gem crystal. But I would strongly recommend that you go after Tier 4 basics. They're cheap and valuable. Tier 1 alphas, if you need them, are cheap and valuable. And then I would stay away from the 6-star Hero Crystal Shards, the 5-star Signature Stones, really all the Signature Stones, and the Tier 1 and Tier 2 alphas, Tier 1 and Tier 2 Class Catalyst and Basic Catalysts. There are a lot of trash in this store and things that you really just want to avoid. Remember that for the most part, most of these items you can get for free every day just by completing quests. And if you want to double check the Squirrel store with the Glory store, you can be reminded of what you can normally get that way as well. Again, Tier 2 Alpha, you're getting 1,800 fragments per pop. That sucks. Whereas Tier 5 Basic, you're getting 2,250. Compare that to the Squirrel store, where you can get up to half of a Tier 2 Alpha or 18,000 fragments. In Tier 5 Basic, it's 1,000 less than the normal amount you get in the Glory Store. I think that is another miss by Kabam in the store. I would have doubled or even tripled, maybe 4,500 Tier 5 Basic Callus fragments for that, given how easy it is to get them now in Alliance War crystals and even in weekly in-game offers. So there you have it, YouTube, the best and worst values of the Squirrel Store. I hope this helps your decision making. It really does depend on your progression, but there are no-brainer values like the Tier 2 Alpha to save up for, and then there are just absolute trash values like the ridiculous price of the 6-star Hero Crystal Shards. Hopefully you can see that. Otherwise, have a great day.